All right, well, welcome everyone. You can have a seat. I know the bales are a little bit scratchy, but it's okay. Today we're going to talk about wheat berries. Does anybody know what wheat berries are? Ooh. You know what? You probably do, but you're probably not used to hearing them called wheat berries. So this is wheat, okay? And it's actually the seed of the wheat plant, but they're called wheat berries. So today we're going to be talking about nutrition with the whole grain. How many of you like bread? Can everyone eat bread? Does anyone have gluten issues or anything? You're all good with it? Good. All right. So the wheat berry is actually very versatile. So what do you think that, I've got this mechanism here is called a grain mill. Okay, so what's happening is we're grinding up the wheat berries. So the wheat berries are a very versatile, you know, I didn't even introduce, okay, this is Megan Rittmaster. I didn't even introduce like who we were, so I just started going. Megan is with Foundational Journey.
Yeah, I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist, so I love talking about the health benefits of whole wheat.
So she's going to tell you why you should eat it. We grow it at our farm, and so we raise it. So we just thought we would tell you how good it is. So all right. So it's very versatile. You can use this, you can boil it up and use like rice. Do any of you get to cook in the kitchen at all? Do you experiment? Have you ever made rice? Okay, same thing. You just boil water and these soften up. So you can use them whole, you can crack them, and that's what I'm doing here with this grain mill. It's just very simple, turn it, and what you get is a cracked wheat grain. You can also put this on a more fine setting. What do you think I would get if I put it on a finer setting, if I'm grinding it? Yep. This is the flour that comes from that. And you can use these for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You could do like a creamy breakfast cereal, add it to oats and add some cinnamon and sugar, some cream. You could do a lunch with it. You could add like diced apples or cubed turkey, some cranberries, or you can even add them to soup, much like you would a rice. So like a beef soup, beef and barley, you could do wheat berries if you wanted to substitute that.
I've even heard about using them kind of like croutons too.
Oh.
So having that little bit of crunch in like a salad rather than having a crouton, which most of the croutons out there are very processed, which means that they have lost a lot of their nutrients from it. So this is a way that you get in a lot of nutrients. You get in something called antioxidants too, because this whole wheat has all of its components intact. So the kernel, the wheat kernel itself has the bran, the endosperm, and the germ. So a lot of like baked goods that you see, or processed grains that you see in the grocery store down the middle aisles that are used for white breads or pizza crusts, a lot of them have been refined, so they lose parts of those parts of the kernel. So they lose a lot of vitamins and minerals. You lose a lot of fiber, and you're just getting mainly carbohydrates. So this,
on that note,
yeah.
So we have a really good visual here. So if you look at this is exactly what Megan was describing. You start out with the whole grain wheat. That's where all the nutrients are because you have all the parts. Okay, so when you grind your own wheat, you get all of that. When you buy white flour, processed white flour, bleached flour in the store, they go from here to here, and all of this, the good nutrient part, has been taken out. So you started with the good stuff and you end up with just the processed white flour. Amazing.
And do you guys know much about like blood sugar? And so our blood carries glucose, which is little sugar molecules, to help give our cells and our body its energy to do things. And so when we get to this white flour, we lose the fiber, we lose those various vitamins and minerals, and we just get straight carbohydrates that can make our blood sugars spike, kind of like a roller coaster ride. You're going up the roller coaster, it gets to the top. That can make you, really lethargic. It makes your blood slow down. So all the nutrients that need to get to the cells slow down. And we really want to get them to the places they need to be on time. And then after that roller coaster, it drops. And so that's where you can really have, feeling really even more fatigue. You can start to get headaches. People can faint from it, so you lose consciousness. So when we keep having these ups and downs, it can lead to something called inflammation in the body. And that's when people start to get more, they start to get sicker, their immune system starts to decrease, so you catch colds easier. And then you can start to get chronic diseases, which is some of the stuff that we really don't want to get. So that's where the whole grains can really help keep our blood sugars at a more stable level so that we have energy to do things and stay well.
So kind of related to that, talking about the process part. So if you were going to buy wheat berries because you wanted to have these very versatile wheat kernels for flour or cracked wheat for cereal, these are going to last a very long time, years. If you have them stored properly in a cool, dry place in an airtight container, these are going to last 10 years or more. What happens once you crack open that wheat kernel? Now you've exposed the wheat germ oil, okay? And oils can go rancid very quickly. So if you're looking for that's why flours don't last as long. And when you're looking at flours that are organic, so we raise organic wheat berries, those will last just fine. But once you start to mill it, it's going to go fast. So then your flour, you want to keep it in the freezer for up to a year. But if you get the whole grain, it's very, very versatile and stores well.
And it tastes better.
Yeah. And then I had, let's see, did you have anything
more?
No,
That's
okay.
the basis I wanted to get to when it comes to.
Well, one thing that hinders people from cooking more nutritionally is sometimes they say, well, I don't have time. I don't have time to prepare that. It just takes too long, and everybody wants stuff quick. So one little tip, if you want the highest nutrition that you can get from your grains, you can cook these up ahead of time. So you can make up a big batch, and then you could portion it out, even in little baggies like this. So now it's already cooked and you can freeze it. So it's very easy to just grab this out of the freezer, dump it into whatever, make your cereal, make a lunch with it, and it's super easy.
And before this, we were even talking about making bread loaves up ahead of time and then freezing them.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Slicing them up and then throwing them in the freezer, and then you have delicious bread, throughout the year.
Yeah. So I've got a peasant, I call it a peasant bread that I make all the time. And it's 4 ingredients. And it's very nutritious, and so I'll make that up, slice it up, and then stick it in the freezer and then just take out a few pieces. So it works out well. So we wanted to acknowledge as well some other small businesses that were here at the market today that contributed to this demonstration. So we've got the Czech baker. She's just over there on the other side where all the kind of vegetables and meats are and stuff. So she donated the bread today, which you're going to get to sample.
It's a whole wheat bread.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the whole oat, and they make delicious nut butters. This one is their Neapolitan peanut butter. So it has peanuts, it has honey, maple syrup, cocoa, vanilla. So it's all mixed in there, kind of like, Neapolitan ice cream, where you have those different flavor components. So this is what you'll be tasting. You'll be having the whole wheat bread with some delicious Neapolitan nut butter on top of it.
And that's it for our presentation, but if anyone would like to come up and get a sample, you guys were all great. Start with good nutritional decisions when you're young, and help you when you're older.